Uh, Welcome to
Good afternoon.
I give Juhi ma'am just so I give very well welcome to our speaker CM GB Modi sir and our coordinator CA Juhi Goel ma'am. I requested CA Juhi Goel ma'am please introduce our speaker sir and give a warm welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, first of all, very good afternoon to everyone. It's my privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker, Mr. CAGB Modi ji. So, here I start with the brief introduction. CAGB Modi ji is a seasoned chartered accountant with over 33 years of experience. He's also even holding a degree of BCom and being a fellow chartered accountant. He has specialized in various fields like government subsidies, venture capital assistance, and textile projects. His extensive experience spans over diverse industries, including agriculture, textiles, and MSMEs. He has delivered lectures across international platforms like Bali, Hong Kong, and Paris, and has been actively involved in professional bodies like SEBI, NISM, and ICAI. CGB Modi ji has been pivotal in obtaining subsidies for over 400 SSI units and 300 gynning and pressing factories across India, demonstrating his expertise in navigating complex government schemes. Moreover, he is also a co-author of a book naming Package Scheme of Incentives 2013, showcasing his in-depth knowledge of government incentives. His contribution extend to mentoring startups and leading regional economic development initiatives. So I'll welcome all of you to let's please join together to welcome Mr. CAGB Modi ji.
Thank you, Joey, for your kind introduction and kind words for me. And thank you to the committee for giving again me the opportunity to interact with my fellow colleagues, members all over India on a very important topic, which is practice oriented. In my opinion, whenever I give lectures on behalf on various platforms, my always my approach is to find how that topic is going to share our professional colleagues in real life. PPT share in our real life. That is my object. And today we have chosen a topic which is very important. Normally, whenever we goes to or whenever we get any proposals of term loan, normally in our mind, the first and foremost institution which comes in front of us is normally the nationalized bank or the branches which are very nearby to us. My PPT is visible to you, Jui?
Yes sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So normally we approach to the nationalized banks which are within the district, within the vicinity. But friends, today we are going to discuss about a very important institution which is created or in existence in the country, in the Bharat since 1990. That is the SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India. And if you see the name of this institution, you will come to know that this institution is taking care of the funding requirement of small and medium enterprises, because the name itself is Small Industries Development Bank of India. It means the institution is for funding and taking the requirement of MSME sector in the country. And we are going to discuss about the various financial products and various financing schemes of the SIDBI. And friends, you will ask me why the idea has come in my mind or in the institute mind, the committee of MSME mind, to introduce this topic. Nowadays, if you see the recent budget presentation by Honorable Finance Minister, she has uttered 3 lines as far as this SIDBI is concerned, which I am going to discuss with you in my subsequent sites. So this is one of the very important institution in the country. And my friends, colleagues, those who are in project finance or project funding, this non-traditional area of practice, if you see that what are the products, what are the schemes of SIDBI as compared to our traditional financial institutions, normally the nationalized banks, the financial institution, the public sector banks, the cooperative banks, if you compare the product, the services, the process, the documentation requirement, the rate of interest recovered by this SIDBI as compared to this traditional financial institution. I think if we take the advantage of the products and financial products and financial loan proposals of SIDBI, I think our borrowers, our clients will be happy because those are very competitive at a reasonable rate of interest. That is my perception after reading various schemes of SIDBI. Practically speaking, if anybody wants to become an expert, that I am a chartered accountant in the country who is exclusively dealing in various loan proposals of SIDBI, I assure you, my friends, that in 365 days in a year, there are opportunities available with SIDBI because the number of products, the number of financial schemes which are in existence, right from individuals to corporate, but subject to a restriction, the constitution of the borrower enterprise must be MSME. So any MSME enterprises which are, say, greenfield project, brownfield project, expansion projects, they are eligible to get funding from SIDBI. Friends, our committee which has organized this webinar is Committee on MSME and Startup. And as I am giving importance to SIDBI product, I think, friends, each one of you who are interested in this non-traditional area of practice or MSME practice, or those who want to gain knowledge, to acquire knowledge, to become an expert in this MSME ecosystem, I think the most important ministries in the central government is Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Friends, as far as our traditional practice is concerned, the majority of the rules, regulations, opportunities, professional opportunities we get, that is from Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs. But as far as this MSME practice is concerned, I think the apex institution in the country, which is formulating policies, which is formulating schemes, which is giving rules and regulations and incentivizing the MSME sector in the country, is Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Hence, those who are interested, and we as an MSME practitioner or as an MSME consultant must read the rules and regulation and must serve on daily basis, at least an hour on a daily basis, to the Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises to become an expert in MSME practice. Friends, now I am coming, since SIDBI is funding only to MSME enterprises, then some of you who may not be aware about the MSME definition, which has been revised in 2020 by the then MSME Minister, Mr. Nitinji Gadkari. What is the micro, small and medium enterprises? The definition is clearly given under MSMED Act 2006. And a micro enterprises is one having investment in plant and machinery or equipment. Friends, here the land cost, the building cost is excluded. So only the investment, fixed capital investment in plant and machinery or equipment not more than 1 crore and having, and it is and or, it is not a cumulative. If any one of the condition is fulfilled, then it will be classified like that. So investment in plant and machinery or equipment not more than 1 crore, or and having turnover not more than 5 crore will be classified as micro scale. So each micro enterprises is eligible as a borrower from SIDBI. Each micro enterprises, because SIDBI is for taking care of fund requirement of MSME, and micro is the very lower level, or say having investment less than 1 crore is eligible to apply for loan with SIDBI. Now, what is small scale enterprises? Investment in plant and machinery or equipment not more than 10 crore and having a turnover not more than 50 crore is classified as small scale enterprises. Hence, all small scale enterprises are eligible borrower as far as SIDBI is concerned. What is medium scale enterprises? Investment in plant and machinery or equipment not more than 50 crore and annual turnover not more than 250 crore. So these are classified as medium scale enterprises, and whether it is a greenfield project or a brownfield project which has investment less than 50 crore in plant and machinery and which has a turnover less than 250 crore are eligible borrower as far as SIDBI is concerned. Then what is large scale? What is mega, ultra mega projects? Any enterprises having investment in plant and machinery or equipment more than 50 crore and having turnover or are having turnover more than 250 crores are classified as large scale enterprises, and such enterprises are not eligible or entitled to get funding requirement from SIDBI. Then you may have the question, sir, I am an existing enterprises and during the course of my ongoing projects and already a borrower of SIDBI, if my turnover or my investment in plant and machinery by virtue of expansion or by virtue of diversification exceeds 50 crore and my loan with SIDBI is existing. So whether I have to repay the loan? No. If the loan is sanctioned at the time when your investment is below the threshold limit prescribed under MSMED, the same status, the existing loan will continue with SIDBI. But as far as expansion or any other loan, after meeting or after enhancing your investment in plant and machinery before of having investment more than 50 crore, then SIDBI can deny your project, because the main object of SIDBI is to cater the funding requirement of micro, small and medium enterprises in the country. So the definition, I think most of you may be aware about the MSME definition, but those who are not aware, so only MSME enterprises are eligible to get funding requirement from SIDBI. That is my understanding from the SIDBI's loan products. Now, facts about MSME. How MSME is contributing to the growth or to the nation as such, that is Bharat. The MSME sector contributes about 30% of the GDP and nearly 50% of the country's exports. So friends, the figure itself shows that the GDP of our country comes from MSME sector, and if MSMEs are taken care of by SIDBI, see the opportunities available for we practicing members in the country and to the MSME. There may be some participants who are MSME, those who are entrepreneurs, or some members who are not in practice, but those who are from industries. Even in your borrower case, if that borrower is classified as an MSME unit, SIDBI is the institutions available in the country which can take care of your funding requirement, because MSME is having 30% shares in the overall known as GDP of the country, and 50% of the exports is taken care of by the MSME sector. As of March 2024, the Udyam registration from the official site of the Ministry of MSME, the Udyam registration is 4 crore. And out of that, the micro enterprises constitutes 97.7%. Means if you take 4 crore, then 97.7% of the MSME units falls under micro enterprises, means having turnover less, having investment less than 1 crore and having turnover less than 5 crore. So huge opportunities are available in the country for funding requirements of this MSME, 4 crore enterprises in the country, and it is expected to grow up to 7.5 crore in coming 1 to 3 years. Means there is a potential available to we practitioner or to the industry in MSME sector to take the advantage of various funding schemes of this SIDBI, which is existing or which is having multiple products for meeting the requirements of MSME sector in the country. So projected growth from 4 crore to 7.5 crore MSME in the country. So I think in addition to the existing ecosystem in the country, which are nationalized banks, you can or we can or the entrepreneurs or the chartered accountants in industry, they can take the advantage of approaching to SIDBI for their funding requirement. Nowadays, sir, it is a digital area. Everything is online. So there is no need to go to any branches, since sitting at your own offices, you are filing income tax return, you are filing GST return. Similarly, the shift has taken place in digital shifts due to COVID, and all the financial products of this SIDBI are available online. So approximately 40% of the MSMEs now engage in online sales, driven by that GEM portal, MSME Mart portal is there. So most of the MSMEs are having their business online. So they can take the advantage of various tools available in the country in the digital form and even e-commerce platforms. Women entrepreneurs, the power of 49. And I think SIDBI is the institution which is having a special product available for women-led MSME, which is growing about 20% in the country. And even for this woman-led MSME units, SIDBI is having a specific schemes. Sector diversity. If you ask me how much products are manufactured by MSME, around 6,000 various products. They are traditional crafts to high-tech goods. Various export-oriented goods are manufactured in MSME sector. So these are the facts of MSME sectors due to which they can take the advantage. We as a practitioner can concentrate in the numbers which are in existence in the country, around 4 crore, which is expected to grow to 7.5 crore. If you ask the statistics of our ICAI, out of 4,10,000 chartered accountants, hardly 1,60,000 chartered accountants are in full-time practice. And if you take further statistics, out of this 1,60,000 or 1,55,000 chartered accountants, how much chartered accountants are doing this non-traditional area of practice or doing practice, giving funding for the entrepreneurs from SIDBI. So despite significant government efforts, despite having a multiple financial institutions in the country, there is still an estimated 20 trillion, around 240 billion USD dollar credit gap for MSME, meaning that many MSME struggles to access the formal financial system. And here the chartered accountant's role, the MSME practitioner roles, we practicing chartered accountants role is very important. And that's why at a very appropriate time, the topic, the institution known as SIDBI, which we are unfolding in front of you all members, that one more institution has come to our knowledge. And this is not a new institution. So many people are taking advantage of this institution, but for the knowledge purpose, what are the products, how these products are, what are the eligibility, the topic is selected. Hence, what I want to put in front of you, there are large number of MSME units in the country. They need around 20 trillion credit gap for MSME in the country. Hence, friends, this is a very important topic and very important aspect of our day-to-day practice. Financial institutions. If you ask me, we being a chartered accountant, very aware about the nationalized bank because of concurrent audit, statutory audit, stock audit, internal audit. So there is Reserve Bank of India, which is a central bank of India, and the role of RBI is to regulating and supervising the credit and loan activities of banks, ensuring that business and individuals business and individuals have access to financing while maintaining the overall health of the financial system. So under Reserve Bank of India, how much banks are there? Now, once we will know the existing financial institution in the country, in addition to that, what SIDBI is providing, that we are going to understand. But normally what happens, whenever we get any proposal, we come in our mind the public sector banks, the State Bank of India, the Punjab National Bank, the Bank of Baroda, the 12 public sector banks which are in existence. Normally, these are the banks which are having branches in remotest part of Bharat. If you go to any tier 4, tier 5 or village, even you will find the presence of public sector banks. As compared to public sector banks, SIDBI is not having the large or say a presence all over India. But the public sector banks are available in small villages, town places, tier 4 cities, tier 5 cities. So the scheduled commercial banks, public sector banks is the existing banks which are providing MSME funding at present or having large sector. Private sector banks, that is HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, the number of public, this known as private sector banks are in existence, through which also we can get the funding requirement fulfilled of our MSME sector. There are around 29 foreign banks in the country. That is Citibank, HSBC Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, and so many Ind Bank. So many banks are available in the country which are foreign banks, which are also funding to MSME sector, large-scale sector in the country. In addition to that, the regional rural banks. You must be listening or you must be reading in national newspaper that the finance ministry is now deciding to have one RRB, one state. There are multiple RRBs in multiple states. So instead of that, the finance ministry deciding to have one regional rural banks in one state. So there are regional rural banks in existence to take the credit requirement of MSME sector. In addition to that, cooperative banks, that is urban cooperative banks, multi-state cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, and district central cooperative banks. So these cooperative banks also meeting the working capital term loan requirements at local places. Some banks are a rural cooperative bank, some cooperative multi-state, multi-district cooperative banks, state cooperative banks like Maharashtra state cooperative banks, district central, each and every districts of the country, they have their district central cooperative banks, which meets the financial requirement of agriculture sector. So what we have seen through Reserve Bank of India, the banking licenses are given to the public sector banks, to private sector banks, to foreign banks, to regional rural banks, to cooperative banks. And in addition to that, there are certain non-banking financial companies known as NBFCs, which are also permitted. So friends, as an project fund consultant or project consultant, we have number of financial institutions available in the country, which are in addition to that, non-banking finance companies are also available, which are in the form of asset finance companies, investment companies, loan companies, infrastructure finance companies. Recently, NAFBID, National Bank for Infrastructure Development, which is recently formed by under Gati Shakti scheme of the central government with a corpus of 5,000 crore rupees. A specific financial institution created by central government for infrastructure funding. Similarly, if you ask me, as far as this non-conventional energy is concerned, IREDA, Indian Renewable Energy Development Authority, is the national level apex institute which is taking care of the funding requirement of solar panel, green energy, or say wind energy, hydro energy requirement in the country. Microfinance institution, and there are certain housing finance company. Today, 2 days before only, Bajaj Finance, the Bajaj Housing Finance, this public issue has been closed, and you are aware about how much times it has been subscribed by the investor. So such type of non-banking finance companies are available. There are sector specific, there are industry specific finance companies, NBFCs available in the country, or central government owned, state government owned financial institutions are also available in the country, in addition to the existing institution. Development finance institution, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, that is NABARD. This is a development finance institution which is owned by Government of India. Small Industries Development Bank of India, SIDBI, which we are going to discuss today about their various products. Export-Import Bank of India, to take care about the pre-shipment, post-shipment, export credit requirement of export-oriented MSME, large, mega, ultra mega projects. And as I told you, National Housing Bank, NHB. So these are the development finance institution. There are other institutions, as I told you, that is Rural Electrification Corporations, IRIDA. So many institutions are there in the country to meet the finance requirements of various manufacturing enterprises in the country. Now there are payment banks, Google Pay, payment banks and small finance bank like GPay, AU Finance, small finance banks, asset reconstruction companies for recovery of bad debts or bad assets. So many asset reconstructions companies are there. So this is the present ecosystem available in the country to meet the funding requirements of various manufacturing service sector enterprises in the country. Now, why I have given you the past history or the history of the existing financial institution in the country? I don't personally, if you ask me, that it is very difficult to get the funding requirement for MSME. This is a tagline which is normally spoken by the promoters or by the practicing chartered accountant or those who are in the business of doing funding requirement for various borrowers in the country. But if you see the plethora, the number of institutions available in the country, and now each institution is having various product, various schemes. There are marketing scheme. You must be getting phone call from these NBFCs and banks and say private sector, IDFC bank and so many banks they are calling, they are inviting. Once if you registered a private limited company, I assure you that as soon as your company is registered, at least 100 to 50 call will comes to that company, because the data is taken from the official website of MCA 21, and this financial institution starts sending email for opening current account or for providing funding requirement of these newly formed companies. So friends, if you ask me, or if you want to develop your practice in this MSME project, this known as project finance practice, there are number of institutions available, and you have to gain the knowledge about various products. And I think our committee, MSME committee, takes this advantage, and they are providing knowledge of various financial institutions. I think a month before, we have discussed about the various financial schemes of IRIDA, that is renewable, that is known as Indian Renewable Energy Development Authority in the power, in the area of power sector that we have discussed. So today we are going to discuss, about the financial products and financial schemes of SIDBI. So while we are discussing various products and financing schemes of SIDBI, keep in your mind one thing very important, that is quick sanction in 48 hours. So this is a tagline which SIDBI has put on their website. They are giving sanction if the documents are perfect, and that too digital process. It is online process. No need to visit personally to the official the official branch of the SIDBI, because SIDBI do not have branches in lanes and cities of our country. They are having very limited branches in the country. So their process is online, digital process, and it is quick sanction. And beyond that, it is a competitive rate of interest. So if you see the rate of interest offered by SIDBI, you will find that SIDBI is very, very competitive as compared to whatever financial institution I have discussed before. That is nationalized bank, cooperative banks, private sector banks, or foreign banks. So the competitive interest rates is the biggest advantage of SIDBI. Easy to apply because of digital process. Sitting in your own offices or by the promoters sitting in their own offices, they can easily apply online. So easy to apply is the tagline of and that is why they have used empowering MSME through digital finance and paperless sanction. So you will get the sanction digitally approved, like PSB 59-minute loan process of sanction. So that way, so the advantage, the biggest tagline and the best part of SIDBI is that quick sanction in 48 hours if the documents are perfectly and adequately clearly submitted as per the list of documents. I am going to discuss with you what type of documents are required to be submitted for approval of various types of loan proposal. It is a digital process. The rates are very competitive as compared to the existing ecosystem, existing financial institution in the country. It is easy to apply and it is a paperless sanctions. So these are the chairman, sir, Shri Manoj Ji Mittal, chairman and managing director of SIDBI. Shri Mandal is the Deputy Managing Director of SIDBI, and Small Industries Development Bank of India was set up on 2nd April 1990 under the Act of Indian Parliament. Like our own alma mater, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has been established the same way the SIDBI was established by an Act of Parliament on 2nd April 1990. It acts as a principal financial institution. The principal financial institution. So SIDBI is acting as a principal financial institution for promotion, financing, and development of micro and small medium enterprises. So the intention of Parliament to pass the Act of SIDBI was to create an institution in the country which is taking care of promotion, financing, and development of micro, small, and medium enterprises in the country, as well as to coordination of functions of institution engaged in similar activity. SIDBI is coordinating with the nationalized bank, private sector bank, and other financial institution to take the care of MSME sector in the country. With this object, the SIDBI was established. Role of SIDBI. What is the role? For what purpose the SIDBI has been created? Small Industries Development Bank of India has been established under the Act of Parliament in 1990. SIDBI is mandated to serve as the principal financial institution for executing the triple agenda, promotion, financing, and development. So the principal three agenda of this SIDBI is promotion of MSME, financing of MSME, and development of MSME sector, and coordinations of the functions of various institutions, various engaged in the similar activities. What the SIDBI executes, the bank executes its mandates through indirect lending, through refinance, through nationalized banks and public sector banks. So indirect lending based on multiplier effects, larger reach in financing MSME sectors, and undertaken through banks, state financial banks, non-banking financial companies, microfinance institutions, and new age fintech. the fintech movement is happening in the country. So whatever fintech companies are based or are in existence or are coming in the country, through them, indirect lending is also done by SIDBI in addition to direct lending. So it is not only that we cannot approach directly to SIDBI. For our MSME funding requirement, direct lending is also done through SIDBI, aims to fill the existing credit gaps, which I told you, $20 million is a gap for MSME sector and is undertaken through demonstrative and innovative lending products, which we are going to understand, which can be further scaled up by credit delivery ecosystem. Funds of funds for startup, boost entrepreneurship culture by supporting emerging startups through fund of funds channels, through that Ministry of DPIIT, promotion and development, promoting entrepreneurship and handholding budding entrepreneurs for holistic development of MSME through Credit Plus initiative, facilitator, playing a facilitator through role like nodal agency for the MSME oriented schemes of the government of India. So whatever schemes are passed or executed by Ministry of MSME, SIDBI is there to implement those schemes. For what vision this SIDBI has come into existence? To emerge as a single window for meeting the financial and development needs of MSME sector, to make it strong, vibrant, and globally competitive, to position SIDBI brand as the preferred and customer-friendly institution for enhancement of shareholders' wealth and highest corporate values through modern, that is a vision of SIDBI. What is the mission? And here the role of chartered accountant. The mission of SIDBI is to facilitate and strengthen credit flow of MSME. Here, as the mission of SIDBI is to facilitate and strengthen the credit flow, and that facilitation can be done by we practicing chartered accountants in the country. In addition to approaching to the traditional financial institution, friends, as a practical input to all of you listening to me, I will suggest you to make an online application to SIDBI also, to take the advantage of the competitive rate of interest and the very competitive recovery of process fee. So we as a practicing, because the mission of SIDBI is to facilitate and strengthen credit flow to MSME. And what our role as a practicing CA, our role as a support to the promoters who are asking for the funding requirement for their upcoming project, is that we can, in addition to the existing financial institution like banks, must make an application, additional application to SIDBI to test, to check at what rate SIDBI is ready to fund to our client's proposal. So we can become a facilitator between SIDBI and the promoters to get the credit flow from SIDBI to our MSME borrower and address both financials and developmental gaps in MSME ecosystem. So our role is very important. See, normally our clients may not be aware about the products of SIDBI. The purpose of taking this webinar by our committee on MSME is to make our own members, and myself also is learning about the SIDBI process, though the SIDBI has come into existence in 1990, but we normally do not do any proposals with SIDBI because we don't find their branches in our area. I'm not talking about the metro cities, but if you go to the official part of India, small towns, small district places where SIDBI do not have branches, in that case, if there is a nearest regional office or branch office of SIDBI, say 200 kilometer or 150 kilometer from upcoming projects, I think we should make an application to SIDBI to get the advantage of competitive rate of interest for funding requirements of our clients, that is SIDBI. Shareholding pattern of SIDBI, because may not be our important topic from the practice point of view, but how the SIDBI has come into existence. The government of India holds 20.85% shares of the SIDBI. State Bank of India is the next major shareholder, 15.65%. LIC of India, 13.33%. NABARD is having 9.36%, and others. So who are those others? In addition to this, 40.81% is in the hands of. So if you ask me, around 50%, more than 51% shareholding in SIDBI is either by Government of India or by government-owned nationalized banks or by LIC of India, known as NABARD. Say these are the institutions: government, State Bank, LIC, National, NABARD, PNB, Bank of Baroda, National Housing Bank, Canara Bank, Union Bank of India, Bank of India, Central Bank, United India Insurance, Export Import, IDBI. So these are the institutions which are the major shareholder, having more than 51% shareholding in SIDBI. SIDBI is governed by the board of directors. There is a committee. So what is the loan portfolio of SIDBI? And here the role of chartered accountants. Here the opportunities available to we practicing CA. Out of the total loan portfolio as on 31st March 2023, as far as manufacturing sector is concerned, small and medium enterprises has taken 50% to 60% loan portfolio from SIDBI. So out of 100 crore funding from SIDBI, the manufacturing sector has got 50 to 60% shares, and micro enterprises, I think till date, the SIDBI's portfolio as far as micro enterprises, which has 97% of SME. So majority of the micro enterprises out of these MSME ecosystems are behind. They are not approached to SIDBI because they are situated in town, in villages, small town villages, because investment below 1 crore and turnover less than 5 crore, such micro enterprises, which are 97% of this MSME, they have just have a share of 15 to 20% in loan portfolio of SIDBI. So there is a scope available to these micro enterprises to approach to SIDBI for their funding requirement. And here, our role as a practicing chartered accountant to help these micro enterprises in the country to approach through, and we can become facilitator to these micro enterprises to get their loan requirement from SIDBI. Even takeover can be possible from these micro enterprises from existing nationalized private sector or cooperative sector banks to SIDBI. Then not only manufacturing sector, the service sector. Friends, we as a chartered accountants, we as a company secretary, we as an architect, we as an doctors, we as an professionals, advocates, whatever may be the professional or service sector enterprises, because you know now service sectors are also included in MSME definition. So service sector can also avail loan from SIDBI. And if you ask the present portfolio of service sector in trade and commerce, it is hardly 10 to 15%. So all these trade and commerce, that small traders and shopkeepers and businessmen and showrooms, they are fulfilling their credit requirement, maybe the term loan for creations of showroom. They are dependent on traditional sources of finance instead of SIDBI. And I think we, practicing chartered accountant, can take the advantage of SIDBI schemes, and we can apply for new loans to SIDBI for this service sector, that is trade and commerce. Professional services, hardly 5 to 10%. Hardly 5 to 10%. and you say, and you know that service sector is the biggest contributor in the country as far as GDP is concerned, then why this service sector has not taken the advantage of various loan schemes of the SIDBI? Because they may not be available, or since SIDBI is not having presence in small towns or branches, so out of sight, out of mind. But friends, since you have attended this webinar, you will come to know the various schemes of SIDBI and take the advantage in future for upcoming loans portfolio of this service sector, that is from trade and commerce and professional services. Infrastructure development, builders, contractor, road developers, civil contractors, infrastructure contractors, energy and environment. And I think SIDBI, I have practically experienced that as far as solar park is concerned, rooftop solar is concerned, windmill project is concerned, SIDBI is having a very attractive scheme known as green finance scheme for energy and environment related projects, and only 5 to 10% portfolio. So this portfolio, we as a practicing CA can facilitate the upcoming energy projects in the country. And you know the importance of this green energy in the country. So many projects are coming in the country with the help of DISCOMs, various state electricity development companies, Kusum scheme, the Prime Minister's rooftop solar panel scheme, where 78,000 rupees subsidy is provided. Even urban infrastructure, 5 to 10%. So as far as this SIDBI's portfolio is concerned, micro enterprises, service sector and infrastructure has been at a very low level, but we chartered accountant can definitely increase the share of SIDBI in this sector in coming years. Friends, if you ask me the NPA ratio of SIDBI, you will be surprised to know that SIDBI's gross NPA ratio has typically been below 0.01% as of 31st March 2023. It means there is 0% NPA as far as SIDBI is concerned. And this is why significantly lower than the NPA ratios seen in many commercial banks. And this is why, this is because of the stringent credit appraisal process of SIDBI. Quality, asset quality, SIDBI maintains strong asset quality due to its emphasis on lending credit-worthy MSME and its stringent credit appraisal process. A recovery mechanism. SIDBI has effective mechanism in place for the recovery of NPAs, including restructuring loans and collaborating with asset reconstruction companies, due to which the NPAs of SIDBIs are very low, very low. Fit rank. Now you know, in recent budget, the Honorable Finance Minister has spoken that they are coming out with a new mechanism of credit assessment of MSME before 31st March 2025. Actually, it was expected to be launched before October, but it is taking some time to credit or say lending based on collateral security to some other format of lending that is based on turnover or on the basis of income or on the basis of term loan. So SIDBI has developed its own model, which is known as FIT rank, finance, income and trade ranks, FIT ranks, for sanctioning the loan. SIDBI in partnership with CIBIL, that is Credit Information Bureau of India Limited, and Online PSB Loans Limited, introduced the FIT rank ranking model for MSME lending. What is this model? This is a model under which data from goods and service tax, bank statements and income tax returns to assess the risk of an MSME becoming a non-performing assets within the next 12 months. So for existing borrowers, which are in existence and which are filing GST returns, which are having bank history, and those who are having income tax return for last 3 years, the FIT model for risk assessment is undertaken by this SIDBI, which is a novel model using some machine learning algorithms. MSMEs are ranked on a scale of 1 to 10. Like in some nationalized bank, they says SME 1, SME 2, SME 3, like that. Here, the MSME will be ranked from scale 1 to 10, where FIT rank 1 indicates the least risk and FIT rank 10 indicates the highest risk. And on this basis, the probability of default will be calculated. So this is a unique product or method of SIDBI to score the MSME requirement, that is FIT rank model of SIDBI, which is online done by SIDBI. Friends, then you will be interested, since I told you SIDBI is an untapped institution by we practitioners or most of the micro small enterprises or service sector or infrastructure projects in the country. So officially, if you want to inquire what are the products which are suitable to my enterprises or my clients or my promoters, or if you are from industry to your existing enterprise, then if you go to the SIDBI website, there is an icon on the official like sidbi.gov.in, home, about us, loans, promotional initiative, ecosystem, inquire now. At this icon, if you go and put the need information on SIDBI loan product, if you just want to know what product is available for my loan requirement of SIDBI, you can visit to the SIDBI website, and on this icon, inquire now, you can put your name, address, mobile number, what need you is there for equipment finance, for truck loan, for say term loan, for working capital requirements, for export shipment. Here you have to mention the need of your term loan, how much quantum of loan assistance you are requiring, say 1 crore, 5 crore, 20 crore, 100 crore. There is no limit. The limit is only for investment in, so to the limit is only for describing your MSME status. But SIDBI can fund you any amount. There is no upper amount prescribed to, as per as my knowledge, after understanding the SIDBI's scheme, because whatever knowledge I am putting, whatever information I am putting in front of you, it is based on my understanding of the SIDBI's website. So the quantum of assistance sought in lakhs. Here you please concentrate on this word in lakhs. Don't put the figure 1. If you are asking for 1 crore and if you put the figure 1, then it will be treated as 1 lakh. Here describe your project in say 100 lines or 200 words, description of project, give your email ID and put your this verification code and submit. I think you will get a response from SIDBI on your official email ID or on your mobile from nearest SIDBI branch, whether this product, for whatever purpose you are asking for the loan, whether that product, that loan, or what type of financial products are available with SIDBI. So you can take advantage of this. That's why I told you, it is an online digital process of asking or submitting the applications with SIDBI. What are the documents required? Suppose you want to apply for a complete loan, because the application has to be submitted online. So in my opinion, normally whatever documents we submit to the traditional financial institution, while I am using the word traditional financial institution, it means the nationalized banks, the private sector banks, the foreign banks, the cooperative banks, the NBFCs. I think near about 100% same documents are required by SIDBI. Same set of documents. That's why I told you, my friends, whenever you are making an application to the traditional financial institutions, and if your units in falls under MSME, I think you must make one additional application online to SIDBI for evaluating the eligibility of your enterprise for various out of various loan products of SIDBI. And what is the list of documents? Brief write-up about the project details, which we are normally doing in case of our traditional finance, and company and its associate concerns. So write up in project report, that is a theory part. Name of directors and their past experience. Normally we are doing in our traditional financial institutions. Name of associate concerns of the firm or the company and their financial for last 3 years. Same thing we are doing. We are submitting to the existing ecosystem in traditional financing in local level financial institutions. Nature of collateral security and its tentative value. No need to submit the valuation report. No need to submit the title investigation report. Nature of collateral, residential, commercial, industrial, or say fixed deposit or mutual funds, whatever collateral security you are willing to offer for taking this tentative loan and their tentative value as per your own estimate. A detailed Excel sheet shall be prepared and submitted. Title investigation report, if available with you, otherwise 712 extract and valuations available if any. Normally we are submitting with our traditional financial audited balance sheet of last 3 years in case of diversification expansion project. For greenfield project, again the detailed project report. But if you are a first generation entrepreneur, not having any credit history, not having any associate firm, then no need to submit the financials of associate company, because I am a fresh graduate, first generation entrepreneurs in my family. So there will be no financial or audited balance sheet available as far as the first generation entrepreneur is concerned. But in case it is an existing firm and making expansion or starting a new company, then the associate firms audited balance sheet of last 3 years can be uploaded on the official portal of SIDBI. Income tax return with computation of total income, last 3 years of proprietor, firm, director, company. So whosoever is the partner, all partners income tax return with computation of income. If you are a private limited company, then director. And if you are an existing company making application for new projects or for expansion and diversification, then the ITR of your existing company which is making expansion. So the proprietors ITR, the firm, the directors, individual, the partners, individual directors, the firm income tax return, the company's income tax return, along with computation of income has to be uploaded. KYC, know your customer, form of firm, firm PAN card, firm Aadhaar card, firm partnership deed, firm registration certificate, company PAN card, proprietor, KYC, form of company. So all the document, GST certificate, PAN card number, Udyam registration, etc. That's true. Yes, sir. Any questions? Am I audible?
Sir, yes, sir, there are some questions. Should we discuss right now or end of the?
Let me finish because I think their answer may be lying in my subsequent site. It will save some time. I am going to give 15 minutes for question and answer at last.
Okay, no problem, sir. Sir, there is some sir query. Most of the members are asking, when will you share some schemes about the SIDBI?
That just now after 3 6 schemes are coming. Don't worry. Don't
Okay,
worry.
okay, sir.
So I think members are not interested in knowing the past history and documentation. So they are interested in scheme. So I will straight go to the schemes. I got the I got the meaning, the things in the minds of the audience. PAN Aadhaar card registration. So all, I think all are senior chartered accountants who are listening to me. So documentation, biodata, net worth statement, bank signature verification, MPCB consent, consent to operate, consent to establish, electricity bill, passport, Udyam Aadhaar, GST registration. So I think these all documents which are submitting with our existing bankers. So these are the quotations of machinery, detailed assumptions, that is DPR, bank statement, lease deed, lease agreement. So these are the, see why I am giving this information to you, to keep up ready with your documents before, so that you can upload those documents easily. Sanction letters, so this PPT is going to be shared. If you want, you can get the information. Then process, how to make the applications on SIDBI. So this is visit to online loan application.sidbi.in, online applications, click registration and create account on SIDBI, and thereafter one can use auto-generated login ID and password for logging in, where after filing information, application for loan can be submitted with SIDBI. So here customer portfolio. So here see, members for you, this facilitator. So as a practicing chartered accountant, this is a practical practice opportunity available for us. So customer can directly upload the application, and we as a facilitator can register and can submit the application, or individual agency, they can also submit the applications. Customer app, SIDBI for you, is the next step toward customer delight. Mobile versions, through mobile version also, scan QR code and make the applications. Mission Swavlamban is the scheme of SIDBI, under which here the SIDBI's initiative to foster entrepreneurship culture in the country. This scheme is specifically for women entrepreneurs. इस देश के कोने कोने करवट लेते कुछ सपने थे, कुछ संभल रहे, बेचैन बड़े सपने हैं, इन सपनों को घर पंख मिले तो आसमान को छू देंगे, नीली उड़ान भरेंगे, नील गगन को छू देंगे।
कई भारतीय देख रहे हैं एक बेहतर कल का बेचैन सपना, और उसे पूरा करने में अब उनकी मदद करेगा सिडबी बेचैन सपने। और जानने के लिए मिस्ड कॉल दें 02239560596 पे।
Like Atmanirbhar Bharat, the mission Swavlamban is the initiative taken by SIDBI. So those who are interested, they can take the advantage of this mission Swavlamban and they can make the applications. So that is, now I am coming to the loan products which is required by the members, in which the members are interested to understand, that is loan products. GST Sahai on tab-based lending platform. GST, those who are GST filers, they can, that is PSB 59-minute loans. In similar way, GST Sahai on tab-based lending platform, fit rank for MSME. What I have told you, a new model of assessing the score of this of the borrower, that is fit rank for MSME. Trade platforms for invoice discounting, even through SIDBI, also we can do this trade receivable e-discounting system platform for this. CGT MSE, Like other financial institution, existing financial ecosystem, SIDBI is also giving loans under CGT MSC credit guarantee for MSME financing. So SIDBI is also there for CGT MSC schemes. So machinery loan, that is normally a loan which is given for machinery. What are the name of the schemes of this machinery loan, express loan and speed loan? Like in our nationalized bank, there are various SME loan factory as far as Bank of Baroda is concerned. So here the product name of SIDBI as far as this equipment finance or machinery finance is concerned, there are two products. One is express loan and the another is a speed loan. Under express loan, what is the eligibility? MSME units in operation for at least 3 years. Mandatory Udyam and GST registration, no defaults to banks, financial institution, then they are eligible. So existing enterprises which are in operation for 3 years and they are making expansion and they are purchasing say machineries, they are eligible to get funding under this express loan scheme of the SIDBI. What is the key features of this? Quick sanctions of machinery loan through automated platform using GST return, ITR, bank statement and CIBIL score. Loan amount up to 1 crore with immediate in principle offers. I have given you the portal through which the document has to be submitted. Up to 100% financing. See, this is the beauty of the SIDBI scheme, that if you give, suppose your loan requirement is 1 crore and if you give a security in the form of fixed deposit of 25 lakhs rupees, then SIDBI is giving 100% finance. 100%. If your machinery cost is 1 crore, then SIDBI will give 100% finance, then no margin requirement is there. The borrower do not have to bring the margin. Otherwise, what would have happened in normal financial institution? We get the funding from 70 to 75% of machinery cost. In addition to that, we are supposed to give collateral security. Under this express loan scheme of the SIDBI, up to 1 crore, immediate in principle offer will be given with the conditions that you have to give 25% security in the form of fixed deposit and SIDBI will give you 100% financing, entire machinery cost up to 1 crore rupees. How much is the processing fee charged by SIDBI? It is 50% plus 0.5 paisa, 50 paisa, 0.5% plus applicable GST. Just compare with your traditional funding with a nationalized bank or cooperative bank. MCLR linked attractive rate of interest. I will give you the present MCLR of SIDBI, but the spread is not 1.75%, 1.5%. The spread is only 0.5%, 0.30%. So normally what I have seen, the number of sanction letter of SIDBI, the rate of interest is ranging from 8.15 or 8.5% to 9.15%. These are the normal rate of interest which is charged by SIDBI. So MCLR linked attractive rate of interest, repayment up to 60 months. So 5-year repayment period under express loan for equipment finance, for machinery finance. The next product of SIDBI is a speed loan. And who are eligible? MSME units in operation for at least 3 years, existing MSME units, cash profit in last 3 finance. Even if you are having a depreciation loss, then even in that case also, if that depreciation is added back and there is a cash profit, then these type of institutions or the borrowers are eligible for speed loan from SIDBI. No defaults to banks and financial institutions. What are the key features? Assistance for purchase of plant and machinery and miscellaneous fixed assets. Here deliberately the building portion is excluded. It means In my opinion, this speed loan or express loan is only for funding the machinery. The building portion is not taken care of by SIDBI. You can go to the traditional financial institution for taking the loan for building, go down civil construction. But here only the machinery loan or miscellaneous fixed assets loan will be considered as far as this SIDBI speed loan is concerned. 100% financing for loan up to 50 crore. The upper limit of loan is 100 crore for loan up to 50 crore. Spinning mills with a security of 25% in the form of fixed deposit. So no collateral. What is the collateral here? 25% liquid security in the form of fixed deposit. Financing up to 50 crore subject to maximum 75% of the project cost under promoter contribution model. If the promoter says, no, I am not ready to give you fixed deposit, then under promoter contribution model, the maximum funding will be 75% of the plant and machinery cost. And the upper limit of loan will be 50 crore rupees. Financing for second-hand refurbished machines also allowed, subject to compliance of standard guidelines. What are those guidelines? Residual life of the machinery, second and imported machinery out of India from China. So there are guidelines prescribed by even nationalized banks. I think similar guidelines are prescribed by SIDBI for purchasing second-hand or refurbished machinery, which are also eligible for funding from SIDBI. MCLR linked attractive rate of interest. Repayment up to 84 months, 7 years, with a moratorium up to 12 months. 12 months moratorium will be given from the date of first disbursement, and the maximum repayment is up to 84 months. But in certain cases of infrastructure project like solar park, we came to know that SIDBI is considering maximum repayment period up to 10 years, 120 months. In selective or some specific cases, up to 10 years or 120 months can also be considered for certain infrastructure projects. So this is another product, speed loan. Green finance, as I told you, SIDBI is having very aggressive as far as this green finance line is concerned. That is green finance schemes for solar park, for windmills, for hydro projects, for CBG project, 4E schemes or MSE gift schemes. So these are the 3 schemes as far as SIDBI is concerned for non-conventional energy projects. Eligibility, manufacturing and service providers, that is RECOs, ECOs, EPC, erection, procurement and contractors, vendors, suppliers as well as buyers, renewable energy project suppliers, as well as renewable project installers, both are eligible under green finance schemes of SIDBI, and MSME on either supply side or demand side of the green value chains. MSME executing projects, providing services related to the activities, that is energy efficiency, renewable energy, and this is a new product, compressed biogas. And friends, you are aware that Ministry of Petroleum, that the ministry is also offering 4 crore rupees subsidy for these CBG plants. So here you will get the finance from SIDBI. There, under the ministry scheme, that is CBG scheme, there is a 4 crore rupees subsidy, which is 25% subject to maximum 4 crore under compressed biogas, water and wastewater management, solid waste management, e-mobility are eligible under green financing schemes of SIDBI. Key features: term loan, rupee or foreign currency, loan amount, MSME up to 20 crore, service providers or aggregators up to 50 crores, repayment period up to 7 years. And as I told you, in certain specific cases, on case-to-case basis, with the approval of higher authorities of SIDBI, the repayment period can be considered up to 10 years in deserving cases by SIDBI for repayment of term loan under green finance schemes. So repayment up to 10 years with moratorium period up to 2 years means 24 months. Attractive rate of interest as per internal rating of SIDBI. Assistance may be covered under risk sharing facilities like CGT MSE. If you are funding up to 5 crore rupees only, then CGT MSE can be considered under this. End-to-end energy efficiency, that 4E schemes: eligibility, MSME in the manufacturing or service sectors, MSME requiring capex to transit to cleaner fuel, green fuel, cleaner fuel. MSMEs are required to establish energy efficiency, GHG emission reductions. MSMEs are also required to comply with E&S framework of the bank. MSEB should be operation for at least 1 year and should not be in default of any bank. These are the minimum eligibility criteria for this end-to-end energy efficiency schemes of SIDBI, that is known as 4E scheme of the SIDBI. Key features: financing to export-oriented MSME also for modernization, diversification into new products, technology upgradations, product research and development, financing up to 80% of the project cost, and joint financing with Exim Bank also available. MCLR linked incentive rate of interest. So this 4E scheme of SIDBI. MSC gift scheme. Interest subvention up to 2% will be given on loans quantum after giving FDR of at least 30% of the loan amount with SIDBI for, see, we have approached for one proposal with SIDBI that is related to solar park. And SIDBI has told us that we will fund 100% of your solar panel installation subject to 30% FDR given to SIDBI. So SIDBI is ready to offer 7.1% interest on this FDR, which is 30%, and SIDBI is taking rate of interest at 8.5%. 8.5%, and in that you will get 2% interest subvention. So this is very attractive product as far as this MSC's gift scheme is concerned, because here, since we have kept an FDR of 30% of your loan amount and 100% loan is given by SIDBI, in such case, whatever rate of interest is charged by SIDBI, 2% interest subvention is available, which is a straightway discount which is given only by SIDBI to the borrower who is opting for this MSE gift scheme loan of the SIDBI. Repayment 7 years plus 1 year moratorium. Only renewable energy projects for captive consumptions for existing businesses are considered. So friends, if you are having any borrower who is installing rooftop solar panel or who is availing open access facility, open access from Mahadiscom or any discoms, then you can approach to SIDBI for this type of loan where SIDBI gives 100% of your project cost as loan, but whatever margin you are giving, in place of that, if you keep a 30% of your loan amount as FDR with the SIDBI, then 2% interest subvention will be given for such type of loans by SIDBI. Project loans, it means greenfield projects. There are 3 schemes of SIDBI, that is Arise, Ubharte Sitare, and Stapan. These are the scheme. In addition to there are number of small schemes of SIDBI, which is for the known as for service sector, medical professional, and for small loans, mudra loans, and all these things. So project funding loans, Arise, Ubarte Sitare and Stapan. These are the three name of the schemes of SIDBI. As far as Arise scheme is concerned, minimum 2 years of operations along with audited accounts, cash profit in last 3, audited financial results, no defaults to the banks. These are the eligibility criteria. It means it is for brownfield projects. Greenfield project cannot be considered under Arise. Key features: loan for purchase of land and construction of factory building, purchase of plant and machinery, miscellaneous fixed asset, installation of rooftop solar panels, acquisition of another agency efficiency devices are eligible under these Arise schemes. Assistance to existing entities for expansion, modernization, technology upgradation in the same line of business is eligible under this Arise schemes. Financing up to 50 crore, subject to maximum of 80% of the project cost. And if you go to the traditional financial institution, that is nationalized banks and cooperative banks, they consider only 70 to 75% of your project cost. Here, SIDBI is considering 80% of your project cost under these Arise schemes. MCLR linked attractive rate of interest, repayment up to 7 years with a moratorium period up to 2 years is the scheme which is known as Arise of SIDBI. Ubarte Sitare is another name of the schemes of SIDBI. Then what is the eligibility? For new units, any units which is greenfield projects, preference shall be given to promoters having experience in similar line of business. For existing units, fundamentally strong export-oriented small and mid-sized companies, small and mid-sized MSMEs that have a strategic market entry plan for international market, no defaults. You know, CIBIL. In each and every case, CIBIL report is required to be clean. Then only they are eligible. So for new units, Ubarte Sitare is the name of the schemes. Financing to export-oriented MSMEs for modernization, diversification into new products, technology upgradation, product research and development. Financing up to 80% of the project cost. Joint finance with Exim Bank is also available. MCLR linked attractive rate of interest. Technical assistance for mentorship support. That is for startup mentorship. Equity support is also provided under these Ubarte Sitare schemes of SIDBI. Up to 25% or say 25 BPS performance milestone linked interest incentives will be given to these borrowers under Ubarte Sitare scheme. Facility for term loan, foreign currency loan, term loan is also available under this Ubarte Sitare schemes. Stapan scheme of the SIDBI, new units, greenfield units are eligible for financing under these schemes. So this is for greenfield projects or new projects or first generation entrepreneurs. For them, the scheme which is in existence in SIDBI is a Stapan scheme. New units, greenfield units are eligible for financing under the schemes. For loan up to 20 crore. Promoter experience of 5 years in similar line of business will be given added advantage. For new units, greenfield project, I don't think the promoter will be having any experience, but that is an added advantage. For loan up to 20 crores, promoter experience, for this loan above 20 crore. Sorry, I made a mistake. Loan above 20 crore, promoter experience 5 years in similar line of business is necessary. But for loan up to 20 crore or below 20 crore, promoter experience of 3 years in similar line of business is relaxable or can be considered. CIBIL report should be clear. So under this Stapan scheme, who are eligible, this type of new units and greenfield units are eligible. What is the key features of this Stapan scheme? Loan for purchase of land. See, normally I have seen these nationalized banks, cooperative banks, they don't fund for purchase of land. Even land is not taken as primary security or collateral security. But the good thing, the best thing of SIDBI is that under this Tapan scheme, loan for purchase of land is also considered in addition to construction of factory building, purchase of plant and machinery, miscellaneous fixed assets, that is weighbridge, firefighting equipment, laboratory equipment, office equipment, installation of rooftop solar panels, acquisition of other energy efficiency devices. So this is the key features that even land is considered. Financing for setting up of new units, greenfield projects under Stapan scheme, financing up to 50 crore, subject to maximum 75% of the project cost. Here the promoter is not allowed to bring fixed deposit, no 100% funding under Stapan scheme, only 75%, and the promoter contribution 25% is expected under the Stapan scheme of SIDBI. MCLR linked attractive rate of interest, repayment up to 7 years, including moratorium period of 2 years. So 2 years is a good moratorium period offered by SIDBI, in which you will get the advantage of spreading your repayment period in next when you become profitable, because in initial periods there may not be sufficient cash flow available. So here repayment up to 7 years, including moratorium period of 2 years under Stapan schemes of SIDBI. Friends, as I was discussing with you about the availability of nationalized banks branches in the vicinity of our offices and vicinity of the borrowers' offices or the borrowers' factory premises. But as far as SIDBI is concerned, there is no branches available throughout India in all the parts, all the districts, all the talukas, all the villages of the country. Then how these working capital facilities will be provided? Normally, nobody is interested to take working capital from SIDBI, but nowadays SIDBI has come out and they have tied up with Yes Bank, City Union Bank and IDBI Bank for providing working capital loans across the nations. So friends, if there, where you are asking for term loan, if in that city, that district or that place, Yes Bank is having their branch, City Union Bank or IDBI Bank is having their branch, you can even ask for working capital facility from SIDBI. So working capital loan, SWIFT loan and step loan is the name of working capital facility from SIDBI. New and existing entities who do not enjoy working capitality from any other banks, financial institutions can apply for working capital loan from SIDBI. Takeover of working capital accounts. So takeover, if you are asking term loan from any, say SIDBI, then your existing working capital limit can be taken over by SIDBI. So takeover of working capital accounts as a part of term loan takeover may be considered subject to standard guidelines. So even term loan takeover along with working capital takeover is possible with SIDBI, subject to certain standard guidelines. SIDBI again, credit score, no defaults to banks and financial institution for working capital assistance for working capital requirements of MSME can be considered. Option to choose banking platform either from IDBI, City Union Bank or Yes Bank. These are the 3 finance banks at present through which or with whom the SIDBI has tied up for giving the working capital facility. Seamless approval as per customer instruction for setting drawing power. Single window for term loan customer to avail working capital. Both loan facility can be availed from single window portal of the SIDBI. MCLR linked attractive rate of interest. Eligibility: existing entities having 3 years of operation should not have availed working capital overdraft facility under SWIFT. This is a new, another product. What we have read working capital loan, that is for new and existing, but under SWIFT scheme, existing borrower having 3 years presence. See, normally HDFC banks, they always ask for 3 years operation. So here also SIDBI, if you want to swift your loan from existing banks to SIDBI, then should not avail working capital overdraft facility from other any bank financial institution. No default is the eligibility criteria. Working capital assistance in the form of overdraft facility for working capital requirement of MSME. Paperless in principle offer letter upon completion of digital applications. So paperless in principle approval. No requirement for submission of monthly, quarterly statement. So this is a beauty of this SWIFT scheme of working capital loan, that is no stock statement, book debts or quarterly information statement report is required to be submitted with SIDBI under this SWIFT loan scheme. Low processing fee, 0.25% at the time of sanction, and at the time of renewal or revival, only 0.10% of the revival or renewal amount processing fee has to be paid to SIDBI. Option to choose banking platform for multiple, that is, there are 3 banks only: IDBI Bank, Central City Union Bank, and Yes Bank. MCLR linked rate of interest. Assistance up to 3 crore will be given as working capital facility under this SWIFT scheme of this step scheme of the SIDBI. Minimum for working capital requirement, minimum 3 years operations, 2 years for existing customers of SIDBI is the minimum eligibility. Operating profit during past 2 years instead of 3 years, here only 2 years under step scheme of SIDBI. 1 year for existing customer. CIBIL score should be clear. Key features: working capital term loan assistance for augmenting net working capital, execute urgent confirm orders, repayment up to 3 years, including moratorium up to 6 months, financing up to 3 crore for existing customers. This is working capital term loan. The product is a working capital term loan assistance. You got, this is working capital term loan assistance for augmenting net working capital, repayment up to 3 years for, say, confirm urgent extra orders received by the MSME units. Repayment up to 3 years, including moratorium up to 6 months, financing up to 3 crore for existing customers, and for 2 crores up to for new customer under these step schemes of the SIDBI. GST Sahay is another scheme. You know, it is a trade discounting platform. SIDBI in associations with Online PSB Loan Limited and iSpirit has developed a reference GST Sahay application using open credit enabled network and account aggregated framework for providing on tap invoice based financing, cash flow based small value credit to micro enterprises. So it is GST Sahay schemes of the SIDBI, which is collateral free, unsecured small value loans to micro enterprises. The basis is GST invoices will encourage more and more micro enterprises to come under GST framework and would result in growth of the micro enterprises. So this GST Sahay scheme is specifically created for micro enterprises who are having GST numbers and those who are selling to GST invoices. These GST invoices can be submitted. The objective is to dispensation for credit to MSME manufacturing service sectors, eligibility, existing MSME units having net profits in last 2 years of 3 years, cash profits are eligible, borrower should not be defaulter, other financial institutions can be. Quantum linked to gross cash accruals and collateral security value, maximum assistance non-existing up to 10 crore rupees. Foreign currency assistance can be given. Financial assistance to banks. We are not banks, so this is refinance to the banks. See, originally SIDBI was a refinance institutions for refinancing to the banks. So I think you people may not be interested in knowing what are the refinance scheme, because normally this is taken care by banks themselves. Here our role is not more important. So these non-banking finance companies or microfinance institution, they can get refinance from SIDBI. There are other schemes, that is Prayas scheme. Helping micro enterprises, small scale for sustains to enterprise level, that is Prayas schemes, which is given to very small number of beneficiaries, very small very small borrowers. More than 1,59,000 borrowers has benefited under Prayas schemes of SIDBI. The scheme is operation in 400 districts and 27 states. Assistance to women beneficiaries under Prayas scheme, 80%, more than 80% beneficiaries assisted under the women entrepreneurs. That's why I have told women entrepreneurs are given preference under these SIDBI Prayas schemes. Assistance to socially backward sections. More than 70% of the assisted beneficiary belongs to socially backward sector under these Prayas schemes. Trade receivable e-discounting schemes is also in existence with a SIDBI, where you can upload your bills, GST payable bills which will be discounted by SIDBI, that is receivable discounting schemes. Other schemes of SIDBI, receivable finance schemes, financing scheme for sustainable development, government subsidy loan schemes, guarantee schemes. FDs are also offered at attractive, so even you can give fixed deposit to SIDBI. Other schemes available based on requirements from SIDBI. So what is MCLR? This is the MCLR of SIDBI on various dates. Third Congress has been executed. List of branches. This is very important from your locations of the members. The head office of SIDBI is located at Lucknow. There is regional offices at Mumbai, one office in Delhi. This is the official website of SIDBI and the branch offices of SIDBI. As far as Andhra, those members who are listening to me from Andhra Pradesh, the Andhra Pradesh SIDBI is having branch at Vijayawada, Visakhapatnam. Assam, Guwahati is the branch office. As far as Bihar, Patna branch office, Chandigarh branch office, Chhattisgarh, Raipur is having. For Chhattisgarh members, they can approach to Raipur branch of SIDBI. For Delhi, New Delhi branch office, Express Loan Service Center. There is an Express Loan Service Center in Delhi, Goa, Panji, Gujarat. Gujarat, there are number of branches: Ahmedabad, Surat, Vadodara, Rajkot, Gandhidham, Chandgosar, Mehsana, Morbi, Jamnagar, and Udav. And if you see, these are all industrially developed towns in Gujarat state. Haryana, Faridabad, Gurgaon, Bahadurgarh, Kundali, Yamuna Nagar, Ballar, Ballabgarh, all industrially developed parts of Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Simla, Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu, another industrially developed part of Jammu and Kashmir, Jharkhand, Ranchi, Kerala, Kochi, Karnataka, Bengaluru, Hubli, Mysore, Priya, Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, Indore, Maharashtra, number of branches. Pune, Aurangabad, Chinchwad, Kolhapur, Mumbai, Nagpur, Nasik, Thane, Vasai. So members from Maharashtra state, you can take the advantage of these branches and get your loan sanction from SIDBI. Punjab, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Rajasthan, again number of branches. Jaipur, Bhilwara, Jodhpur, Udaipur, Bhiwadi, Kishangarh, Sitapur industrial area and Vishwakarma industrial area, Uttarakhand, Dehradun, Haridwar, Rudrapur, Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, Noida, Kanpur, Varanasi, Gorakhpur, West Bengal, Kolkata, Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai, Tripur, Erode, Hausar, Kanchipuram, Ambattur, Mizoram. I see seven sister. Even there, this SIDBI is available in seven sister, Mizoram, Nagaland, Odisha, Pondicherry, Manipur, Sikkim, Tripura. And friends, as I told you, in Union Budget 24-25, the Honorable Finance Minister has proclaimed that SIDBI will be opening 24 new branches in MSME cluster within 3 years to expand its reach and provide direct credit to them. So 24 new branches will be opened in coming 3 years by SIDBI to cover 242 major clusters of MSME in the country. So with this, I stop over here. And if there are questions, and if I am able to answer your questions, I will be very happy to give answer to your questions to over to headquarters ICI for questions and answers.
Yeah, sir, there is a question, and thank you for giving a wonderful session, and especially on SIDBI. And most of the members asking for the scheme when you start.
I agree because members are more interested in scheme rather than the history of SIDBI.
Yes, sir. Juvi, I just sharing the question with you, and you just ask the question with me. Just give
Yes.
me a 5 minutes. Just
Sure.
give me a 2 minutes.
Thank you, GB sir, for the most valuable words on the topic we were having today for the seminar. Very first question I'm having is what's the difference between indirect lending scheme and direct lending scheme, and which one is more beneficial?
See, indirect lending means refinance to the nationalized bank. Suppose I got a finance from State Bank of India, and if the bank wants to get it refinanced, then I am not getting direct finance from SIDBI. So that is indirect finance. And direct means my own application is submitted to SIDBI by me, myself, and SIDBI has funded me directly. It is a direct finance. So SIDBI nowadays, and that's why today's seminar is organized to acquaint our members that you can get direct finance for your borrowers from SIDBI under various schemes which I have discussed with you. And there are much more schemes. It was not possible for me to give the name of all the schemes. If you approach yourself to SIDBI office, I think you may get more product also from SIDBI.
Okay. So the next question I'm having is what is subsidy scheme for by SIDBI?
SIDBI is not giving any type of subsidy.
Yeah.
SIDBI is a financial institution. It is not an institution which is providing direct subsidy.
Subsidized.
It is interest subsidy, interest subvention. That is subvention. But if you are making a capital investment, say 10 crore rupees, and you are eligible for any subsidy, SIDBI is not an implementing agency for providing any type of subsidy. It is a financial lending institution.
Okay. So if we have to talk about the basic pillars of SIDBI, so what are those?
Basic pillars are various types of term loans. See, here we are getting 100% loan, 100% of our machinery as a loan. Whereas if you go to any financial institutions, which I have discussed, which are created by Reserve Bank of India, they are providing 75% of your asset value as a loan, and they are asking for collateral security with a margin. Suppose my project cost is 10 crore, normally I get 70 or 7 crore loan, and for that 7 crore loan, again I am supposed to give 75% collateral security. And what is the best part of SIDBI? SIDBI says that we can fund you 100% of your machinery cost with a 25% fixed deposit. So you are earning on this fixed deposit at a rate of 7.1%, and there you are getting 100% loan and no collateral security. That is a pillar, that is a basic, that is an advantageous position as far as SIDBI is concerned. Those first generation entrepreneurs or those who are in existing enterprises, if their collateral security is attached with some existing bankers and they don't have collateral security, and if they want to make expansion and if they want to purchase additional machinery, then what is the course available? SIDBI. Because SIDBI does not asking you, you don't have to bring the margin. That margin will be kept in the form of FDR, 100% funding, no collateral security. That is a pillar of SIDBI.
Yeah, that's the most beneficial thing given by the SIDBI. So if we have to talk about the e-press branch loan service, so what's that?
I'm not getting, please repeat.
Uh, what is meant by the e-press branch loan services?
E,
E-press branch loan services.
I think I am not able to answer this question because
branch.
personally I am not aware about this. So sorry for that.
No,
Okay,
sir.
no
Actually,
problem.
Yes.
participant is asking what is the express branch loan services means.
Express
Branch
Branch
loan services.
loan services.
Express branch loan services. No, it is online services. I don't think Express branch is there. I'm not getting the question or may not be aware about the answer.
Actually, sir, when you were telling about the regions and the branches over the SIDBI, na, so there is one express word come over there.
Then I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer because you have to inquire directly with the SIDBI. I will tell that member to, there is a toll-free number, they can get the information.
Okay, sir. Okay, sure.
Okay, no problem, sir. So the next basic question is that as you have explained about the various schemes of the SIDBI, the main question is that all the schemes are active now.
Yes, whatever schemes I have discussed, I think all the schemes are active, subject to their eligibility and their key points. Most of the schemes are active. We have submitted, as an experience, I am telling you, we have submitted the application for machinery loan for first generation or first, say, greenfield project, which is under consideration of SIDBI without any collateral, and plus for greenfield project, that is solar park with a 30% FDR, that is also under consideration of SIDBI.
Okay, okay, sir. So the next question has been asked about the PLI scheme.
Production linked incentive schemes are also taken care of by SIDBI, but not subsidy part. A project which is established by a promoter who is availing subsidy under PLI scheme of the central government in 14 sector, they can be funded by SIDBI. But SIDBI is not a direct institution which is providing subsidy. So PLI is a subsidy which is given by respective ministries in respective sector. But the promoter can take the loan from SIDBI if they are in MSME sector.
Okay, okay, sir. So these were the major questions I got from Devang sir. So as we are about to end the session, so as we have come to the conclusion of today's insightful session, So myself, CA Juhi Goel, on behalf of the committee of MSME and startup, would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all those who have attended the session and made this session a grand success. So my foremost thankful goes to CA Modi sir, our esteemed speaker for today, for sharing his valuable insights on the topic.
Yeah, so one. Sorry to interrupt you, Joey. Modi sir, there is two more questions through the participant. Can we ask?
Please, sir, please.
Thank you, sir.
सर मोदी को पूरी दुनिया क्वेश्चन पूछती है आजकल। मोदी को तो रोज ही जवाब देना पड़ता है। आई एम नॉट दैट मोदी, आई एम जस्ट changing the mood of the audience.
So the very first question we have got is that 25% fixed deposit will be treated as collateral. If
Yes.
no, can be encashed during the term period.
No, no. Unless your term loan is fully paid, not only the deposit, even you cannot take the interest credit on quarterly basis. That interest will be accumulated and kept because it is that FD will be cumulative FD along with interest. So you have to account for the interest as income, whereas the interest will not be credited to the borrower's account. So that 25% FD will be kept till the full term loan is repaid along with interest.
Okay.
So what will happen? A day or an occasion will come that your loan component is below 25% of your FDR, but still FDR is kept, and you cannot terminate the FDR कि भाई अब मेरा FDR terminate करके मेरा loan दे दो, and that too the FDR will be cumulatively, interest will not be credited to the borrower accounts.
So it cannot be encashed till the time your loan has not been paid out. Okay. So the next question is, what are the differences between greenfield and brownfield project, and what is interest rate?
Greenfield project, in my view, or normally in banking terminology, a project which is established by first generation entrepreneur who is not having any credit history or past experience of running the business. Whereas brownfield project means a project which is established by an existing entrepreneur or a person who is having income tax return, business experience, turnover, or having GST number, and he is establishing another new project with new promoters or making expansion, diversification in his existing project, which is in banking terminology is known as a brownfield.
Okay, and what's the difference between the interest rate in both the schemes?
Interest rates?
Is there any difference between the interest rate?
No,
If we
no.
talk-
In both the scheme, greenfield, brownfield, it is a risk assessment of the lending financial institutions. So generally, definitely for greenfield project, the rating will be, risk assessment will be higher because the gentleman is a young generation, first generation entrepreneur who do not have the practical business experience. He is a graduate, he is an educated person, he is a technocrat, or an ambitious person who is having, say, finance but planning to establish a unit, or he is from a business family but do not have practical experience. His father, mother, brother may be experienced. So in that case, the banks takes its own assessment about the risk associated, and based on that, the rate of interest is applied by the banks or by SIDBI.
Okay. Okay, sir. So if in case any of the applicant is availing loan and he has to deposit the FD, so he has to deposit the FD separately, or it has to go with the application?
No, no. At the time of sanction of the loan, disbursement of the loan, he has to give in principle approval that I am ready to keep the deposit. But I am adding in your question one more thing, that deposit cannot be in the name of Juhi Goyal when the borrower is Mr. GB Modi. Third
Okay.
party deposit is not permitted. The deposit should be of the entity who is asking the loan.
So the entity name should be there rather than the owner.
It cannot be third party deposit. It has to be by the borrower who is making the application, and the
Okay.
application he should mention that we are ready to keep 30% or 25% deposit as and when the term loan will be disbursed. So at the time of disbursement of loan, the deposit has to be kept, not at the time of making the application.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. So these were the questions. Let's end with the questionnaire session. And so here I'm about to end the session with the vote of thanks. So my foremost sincere thanks goes to CA Modi sir, our esteemed speaker for today, for sharing his valuable insights on the topic financial product and financing schemes of SIDBI. Your knowledge and expertise have truly illuminated this crucial topic, and we are grateful for your time and efforts for the today's session. So my last thanks goes to the participants for your thoughtful questions. So throughout this session, and we look forward to welcoming you to our future events. Thank you once again, and have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Julian.
Thank you.
Thank you.